is Austin Lehman, and welcome to the next edition of Austin Weekend. Here with us is Dad.
Hey.
And today we are going to look at the top 5 modern cartoons.
Yep, we're doing another one of our top 5 lists.
Which is part of the Listathon.
The Listathon. We've got 5 different lists.
To be fair.
We had live action movies, animated movies. We're going to do modern cartoons now.
And the next list will be the classic cartoons.
Yeah. Now, these aren't of all time. These are just the ones that we reviewed in 2016.
That we thought were the best ones.
Yeah, the best ones that we reviewed. So
all those cartoons that aired in the 90s, 80s do not count.
No, because we didn't actually do those. But we are doing our top 5 modern and our top 5 classic right now is the top 5 modern. So getting started, we will do number...
To get rolling, number 5. Wander Over Yonder.
Yep, that's right. The ever-popular, the short-lived, really, it was sort of short-lived,
yeah,
but ever-popular Wander Over Yonder.
It was a silly, fun show with good characters and really interesting plot lines.
Hillbillies in space. It was basically hillbillies in space, which was pretty cool. It was funny, quirky,
and it had a lot of good kinks about it.
It was
those right adjustments that you need to make a good silly show, and we do recommend it.
It was made by
Craig McCracken.
Craig McCracken, the same fella who did
the Powerpuff Girls
and
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which we will be getting to review sooner or later.
It was basically about Wander, Sylvia.
Sylvia is his pet horse that he rides around with.
Lord Hater,
which is his arch villain.
The arch villain in it. And Commander Peepers.
His second in command.
Yeah, and Commander Peepers was voiced by...
one of the greatest voice actors that's ever lived.
Mr. Tom Kenny. Mr. SpongeBob. Mr. Ice King.
Mr. Awesome Guy.
Yes, Mr. Mayor of Townsville. But, yeah, number 5.
The animation was also pretty good.
Yeah,
that had a lot of artistic development.
I like the craziness of it. It was almost had a little bit of a Looney Tune feel to it, you know, where it had some goofiness in it.
It was a pretty good show overall.
And it comes in at number 5. So next
is number 4.
Number 4.
The Amazing World of Gumball.
Gumball, The Amazing World of Gumball, which is a really
fun show.
It's a really fun show. It's one of my favorites that's on. And it's still running. They haven't canceled this one. So it's amazing. They haven't canceled this good show. They cancel most of the good shows.
But let's get to Gumball.
Let's get to Gumball.
It was a great it still is a great show. It has great morals too.
It's basically centered around kids going to school. And one kid is
a cat named Gumball, and he's basically your average boy. And Darwin, his fish friend,
his fish brother, and his sister, who is a
rabbit, Anais.
Yeah, because his father is a
rabbit,
and his mother is a
cat.
Yeah, but it's got one friend who's a T-Rex.
And there's a bunch of other characters
It's a lot of characters in it. So, yeah, from the robot friend to the dinosaur friend.
To our monkey teacher.
To the monkey teacher, to the bubble friend, to the cloud friend. Anyway, it's a bunch of odd characters that all come together and make it pretty interesting.
The characters are likable. The animation style is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
I said it's been going for 5 seasons now strong, and it's still going. So
has a butt ton of episodes. It has a bunch of episodes.
166 episodes, I think, is what it lists here. So that's a lot of episodes. But it's a really funny show,
and it deserves its popularity.
It was first created in
Europe,
England. Yeah,
so this is technically
the UK.
So this is technically our first British cartoon.
It was made by Cartoon Network Europe.
And who was the show created by? We make a joke by this.
The creator, Ben Boquelet. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Boquelet.
I don't know. I don't know what his name is either. Benny B. That's who created it. But yeah, it's a really good show. It's really funny. We love the characters. It's got some really laugh out loud parts in it, even for adults. There's some adult driven humor in it.
That can fly over kids' heads.
That can fly over kids' heads, but it's really funny. But we definitely do recommend it. And that is our number 4. So next is
number 3.
Number 3.
Regular show.
Regular show.
And it is anything but.
It's anything but regular. The main 2 characters in it are
Mordecai, who is, I swear, he's mutated.
He's a blue jay, a mutated blue jay. And then Rigby,
who is a raccoon.
The raccoon.
Who Dad honestly thinks is a squirrel.
So they're best friends that work in a park.
And they are working under one of my favorite boss characters, Benson.
He's an angry person, yeah.
You're fired!
I like all the characters. Skips, which was voiced by
Mark Hamill.
Luke Skywalker voiced Skips. And then
Muscle Man, there's
Muscle
High
Man.
Five Ghost.
I love Muscle Man. He's got a line that will go forever and ever and ever. Every time he tells a joke, he ends it with,
"My mom."
Who likes to do something, something, something? My mom. He doesn't go your mom. He goes my. He says my mom. So that's gonna be one of my favorite.
Let's not forget about High Five Ghost.
High Five Ghost. Yeah, Pops.
High Five.
High Five. There's all kind of characters. It is crazy, epic science fiction. Ducks form together as a transformer to the super robot duck, and
the show can get really creative, and its characters are lovable, and I love the situations they get into aren't the same thing over and over and over and over.
It's definitely one of the most creative cartoons. It went for how many years? It went for 8 years. And
8 seasons.
8 seasons,
261 episodes. And a movie.
But sadly,
it just recently ended.
It started September 6, 2010, and ended January the 16th, 2017. So it just ended just a few days ago. So it ran its course. It's still super popular, but they canceled it. We still don't know why they keep canceling popular shows.
But I guess it might have been for the better. Maybe if they were to keep it from getting stale.
I think they do it to get more room for the shows we're going to preview tomorrow. Crap!
Yeah!
But anyways, regular show came in at number 3. It's one of our most famous.
It's
one of our most popular.
It's a great show that'll always be treasured amongst Cartoon Network's best.
Yep. So next will be number 2. Number 2.
What time is it?
Adventure Time! Yes, number 2 is
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. It is personally one of my favorite modern cartoons of all time.
It is one of the most creative, balanced, developed characters left and right.
I love Jake the dog. He is just so naive and funny. And, I mean, you got a dog. I mean, who wouldn't want a dog like that?
That can talk and can carry you anywhere.
And stretch you to a car and ride you down the road. But all of the characters I think are just awesome. I love all the princesses.
Princess Bubblegum. There's Finn, Jake, the Ice King.
The Ice King, voiced again by
Mr. Cool Kenny.
Tom Kenny, SpongeBob. So yeah, it's got great.
There's also Marcy. There's also Lumpy Space Princess. There's
Bubblegum Princess.
There's a billion others.
So it's a really good show. It's been on for 7 seasons. It started
in April the 6th of 2010.
The official release was April the 5th.
April the 5th
of 2017. And sadly, last September the 29th, it was announced that the series would conclude in 2018. So they're planning on
Ending it with a bang.
Ending it not this year, but next year. So it's on the chopping block, even though it's one of our favorites.
Well, at least regular show decided to end with a bang with another movie, which is honestly one of the better ways you can end a show with a good movie.
You know what's
which
funny?
was the same way that Ed, Edd and Eddy ended.
You know what's funny? That out of our top 5 modern cartoons that we reviewed last year, that 4 have either been canceled or is planned to be canceled.
What?
Anyways.
Modern business.
Modern business. It was right now it's 7 seasons and 238 episodes, so it'll be.
It might reach the same amount of episodes before it gets,
Yeah.
That.
So, anyways, we love Adventure Time, and it's number 2. But now we have to talk about
number 1.
Number 1.
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb. I love me some Phineas and Ferb. When they did the Star Wars episode,
he loved it.
It really hit me right there. It did.
But outside of that, Phineas and Ferb is just a great show.
It's a great show. It was basically 2 cartoons in one.
And they meshed so well together that you couldn't tell half the time.
You had Phineas and Ferb doing their thing.
And they had creativity.
Creating rocket ships that go to the moon. And then at the same time, they're telling an episode of Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
One of the best cartoon villains.
He is one of the best cartoon villains forever. Curse you, Perry the Platypus! As he's falling away through space.
I swear, if I see a platypus at the zoo, I'm gonna yell Perry.
Mm-hmm. Again, like we mentioned, it's actually been canceled. Also, so it was on for 4 seasons. But they packed it full of episodes. There was 222 episodes.
Do you know what was a trend? The top 3 choices on our list happen to have 200 or more episodes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're not missing out on anything.
No, they're super popular shows.
And they have great characters, great animation, unique character designs that you wouldn't see off any other show.
Yeah.
And it had great writing.
Yeah.
That all adds up to our undoubtedly number 1 spot.
Yeah.
It was just a great show.
Dan,
we highly recommend it.
Dan Povenmire, and one of your favorites?
Jeff Swampy Marsh.
Swampy Marsh. But there you go. There's our top 5 modern cartoons. From Wonder Over Yonder, Gumball, Regular Show, Adventure Time, and number 1, Phineas and Ferb.
And we need to mention our honorable mention.
Our honorable mention, Star
versus the Forces of Evil.
It's a newer show, but it's really got some pretty good.
It's got a lot of great ideas.
It's got some pretty good ideas too.
I love the main character, Star. She's a wonderful, bubbly, just optimistic kind of character.
Yeah, there are some cartoons out now that are promising. There's some decent cartoons out now. So even though we've got rid of some iconic shows here in the past few years, we're hoping that we've got some new good ones coming
We've got
out.
a lot of stuff packed in for you this year.
Yeah. So be sure and subscribe to us so you get all of our videos. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the
groovy baby button.
Be sure to hit the groovy baby button because it's always groovy. Other than that, I think we're done.
See you next week.